Hello and welcome to Quest. I'm Ben. I'm back.
He's back, baby.
Well, let's introduce my co-host first, and then I'll talk about where I've been.
Hey, it's Jess. I'm Decaf Jedi, and I am Ben's co-host on this journey we call Quest.
I'm PS_Garrick on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, as you were saying, I was canoeing down the Amazon River because I had such a wonderful time in Amazon Guardians of Eden that I had to, I had to experience it firsthand, and I did find the secret city of the Amazons like they do in the game. And in the game, they said I could never leave. And you know what? I left. So
Oh wow!
it was
So
a
they
lie.
just said that it was
It's just some shit they said.
Is that like New York's the city that never sleeps, but there are like millions of people sleeping there at any given moment, or
Yeah.
like it's just like something they say?
That's just the thing they say.
Weird. I mean, was it otherwise accurate though? I mean, was the game pretty?
I mean, the very tip of my canoe would brush against a rock, and then I would die. Uh, I but fortunately, I did make a liberal usage of the skip button.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you back. I don't know about solo questing. It turns out that not just being able to throw to you makes this a lot harder. Over to you, Ben. Reactions.
We talked about this, and I might do this. Keep watching the skies. Keep watching on our Discord, which will be in the link, and you can also just follow us on Twitch. I might do an asynchronous quest. Like this is something I pitched to you, and you were like, you know what, do it. And so now I'm kind of like, I feel like I have to, which is that I had this idea because when I was listening to the last week's episode, I I was just kind of walking around and like saying responses, like what I would say to you if if we were doing that podcast together. And then I thought, it's like, oh, why waste this moment I'm having with myself when I could make it into content.
Got to make content.
When I could process this into content.
And then once it's content, you can monetize that.
Yeah, I could get like a whole nickel from Twitch. And I might on my Twitch at some point just play your podcast and then pause it, and then just reply to whatever thought comes into my head while playing like kind of a game that is not does not command full attention,
Right.
like a Nobby's number factory, let's say.
Just to pull back the curtain a little bit, Ben and I have talked about this. When we listen back to these episodes already, episodes with both of us, frequently I will be listening to it because we record these, sometimes a week or more in advance.
Right.
And Ben will say something, and I'll think of like a really great rejoinder to that.
Yeah.
And then the me who had already recorded this a week or two ago says the exact thing I was thinking. I'm like, oh man, hey, I'm consistent. My brain is working as intended.
Yeah, that is absolutely something that happens. That has happened to me. It has absolutely happened to me. And that was true when I was doing my previous podcast too. I'd be editing episodes and then be like, I'd think of a joke and be like, oh, this joke would be so good right now. And then I would say it and be like, Jesus Christ,
Is that upsetting or is it reassuring? Like, I can't decide.
I don't know. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. It kind of depends on what my mood is at that moment,
and whether it was a good joke either time.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good joke when it's
from
true. Me. Now,
you're a professional.
Yeah.
Jokester. That's what it says on your card.
Jess, are you going to go see The Naked Gun this weekend?
I have plans to see it Monday afternoon. I'm going to be
Yeah.
otherwise disposed all weekend, but I am
Right.
very excited. Ben, are you a Naked Gun person?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you might be.
Oh yeah. I love The Naked Gun. Did you ever watch Police Squad, like the TV show that it was based
I've
on?
only seen clips. I've never watched a full episode.
Oh dude, you gotta it's
Yeah,
only six episodes.
really?
It's a British season or a contemporary season of American television now.
Yeah.
Um there are only six episodes of Police Squad because it was a network show that was very strange and people were like
What?
no like like Naked Gun was a big like the especially the first one did great box office, but like as a TV show that same kind of humor just didn't like have a mass audience on like network television. But I mean, you got it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like
I'm guessing all of our listeners
those
know what Naked Gun is, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
if not, I mean the movie's out like when we're recording it this well actually I think it came out tonight.
I think it did.
And but by the time this comes out the following Tuesday. But yeah, Naked Gun it's a cop spoof movie
Yeah. And
by
that's
the
been,
people that did Airplane,
yeah.
the first three anyway.
Yeah. Now it's been rebooted with Liam Neeson.
By
And
one third of Lonely Island is
that's
the
right.
director, and he did um pop what is it Pop Star,
Pop Star and Hot Rod, I
Hot
believe.
Rod. Neither of
Yeah.
which I've seen, but I know that people are nuts about Pop Star. Like,
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've watched Hot Rod and it didn't quite click with me, but I've heard Pop Star, and honestly, Pop Star seems more up my alley. But I am so excited for Naked Gun. I watched those with my dad growing up,
mm,
and we both just absolutely love Naked Gun. My daughter is very excited for it.
mhm.
We're going to go together just because. I mean, I don't know if she's ever seen a proper comedy in a movie theater since
Yeah,
that doesn't exist really anymore.
right.
I mean, kind of like Marvel movies are what we have for comedies now. It's like
Yeah, like
between the fights, they're saying funny things.
yeah, like, and that's like I'm gonna try to find. Should I go see? Like, I'm planning on seeing it this weekend. I'm gonna try to time it like when I go on like Sunday is the time I have the free time for it. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna try to time it to like that it will have at least like a medium crowd.
You want
Because
some crowd for a comedy.
yeah, because I watched did you watch this, Jess? Did you watch Happy Gilmore 2?
I haven't yet. Have you?
Yes, I did. And I watched Happy Gilmore 2, and I watched it with a couple friends, and I think that really enhanced the experience. I had a good time.
Yeah. I
It's
wouldn't call
not
myself like a Sandler guy,
uh-huh.
but the original Happy Gilmore
Right.
is a movie I really enjoy.
Yeah,
If there's one of
exactly.
his comedies I'm going to return to, Happy Gilmore would be the one.
Yeah, exactly. Like like I was explaining this to someone. I was just like, uh it's also like my age. I'm in 14 days I'll be 39. Um like Happy Gilmore like the original came out when I was 10 years old.
Oh, so yeah, I mean that
And
you're the target demographic for that.
right. Right. And so it's like it's just a movie that it's like I don't have like, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are two like really incredible comedies to me, but they're comedies that came out when I was 10 like,
Yeah.
young, little kid. And um and so like I was like, I really hate like sequels and I really hate like, I'm not really into this and I think this is probably going to be lazy, but they got my ass with this. Like the cynical calculation that led to this moment worked for me, a person that typically like throws his nose up in the air at this kind of thing, like and
Yeah.
scoffs.
Ben's a huge
You pigs would go to
yeah.
the fucking trough for this
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
But
Ben's
you
a
know,
huge
I went to
snob.
the
I
trough
don't know
this
if
time.
I don't know if that comes through in the podcast, but an absolute snob. Just like snobbish.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's not going to, you know, lower himself to a legacy sequel.
But
Streaming on an online platform
ugh,
first with a Subway plastic cup tie-in.
but here's the thing. You know what? Like, was it great? No, it wasn't great, but it made me laugh consistently. It kind of got a little flabby in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
which Naked Gun in theaters now, 85 minutes.
Beautiful.
85
Beautiful.
minutes. In
Beautiful.
and out. This is I think Happy Gilmore was 145, somewhere around there. It was over 90, but it also had like those Netflix credits that just went on forever.
Yes.
But I was watching it, and I was watching with friends, and that definitely enhanced the experience. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because we're like, you know, one of us would laugh, and then we would all kind of,
Yeah.
and it
It's,
does, you know, it has a man gang in the balls, which is what I
yeah.
wanted.
It
Um,
also should have, I mean, like most adventure games, I mean, a laugh track helps.
yeah, that's
And
right.
yeah, I mean, having people to tell you when something's funny by laughing around you is a great cue to laugh yourself.
It's the Grandia 3 theme.
Do you ever stop and think about the fact, like, that they made a Zoolander 2? Or do you ever forget that they made a Zoolander 2 and then you're confronted of evidence with its existence and you're like, oh my God, they made a Zoolander 2 even though you've discovered that like 8 or 9 times previously? I'm constantly forgetting they made that movie. I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but also another thing, I think Ben Stiller's very funny in Happy Gilmore too. I think he really he goes all out for like weird Ben Stiller, which is
Mm-hmm.
so much fun. And all right, but my annoying like you know Zoolander take is I saw that in theaters has just and I've tried multiple times, just has not like I don't know, just has not connected for me. Like just like a comedy that I watched and I was like, yeah, you know, it just didn't like I
Pretty
love
snobbish.
weird Ben Stiller, but I don't know if I like that for the length of an entire movie. I
You want a
like it as
taste
a
of weird Ben
spice.
Stiller. Yeah.
And but anyway, just back to Happy Gilmore 2 for a moment, which is that I would have loved to see that in a theater. Like
Ah.
it would have been so much a better movie in a theater. It's such a bummer. Like watching a movie like that streaming, like like if I just like watched that alone, it would have been just such a bummer. And then also it has like some kind of Netflixy stuff in it. Like there's just parts where like he'll like just pause and just restate the plot and his current objective to the person he's standing next to, which really feels like we think you're probably looking at your phone or doing your laundry or you know doing
I've
whatever
fallen
like
asleep. Yeah.
yeah like or like that you paused and you left the room and there's
Mm.
probably like someone at Netflix is like yeah according to our data you know people usually pause around 21 minutes every you know like so
It's also weird how he keeps saying things like, you know, I've got to get home and watch Nailed It. I love that show. Or does anyone know when the new season of Stranger Things is starting? Like all that dialogue seems really forced.
you know Nailed It is pretty fun though. I like
I mean,
Nicole
it is.
Farrer. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
She's
guess
so
Ben though,
funny. Anyway, sorry.
you
Yeah.
know, you said, you know, like a movie like Zoolander never really hit with
Are
you.
you a Zoolander guy?
I like Zoolander.
You like
Yes, that's
Zoolander.
I like a Zoolander. I like
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. I'll take Owen Wilson. I'm curious though, have any games hit with you lately? Ben, what have you been playing?
Man. Jess, I was wondering if you were winding up to that or not.
Yeah, no, I tried to keep it ambiguous. I
Yeah,
didn't want you to
yeah.
have time to think of a game. We'll just bring it on
I'm
you.
prepared. I'm prepared. I knew.
Okay.
I already knew. The game I have is actually a game that I've had for a while. It's not from all the Steam sale shit I bought that I was like, I ominously intoned in the past, like, oh well, I just bought like 6 podcasts worth. I have been playing this game that I've had for a bit, but I during my trip recently, I just really got into playing again. The game Xenotilt.
Whoa, Xenotilt.
Now, so Xenotilt is a video pinball game that's on Steam and I think everything else. And it is the second pinball game by this designer. I think he goes by WizWar or something like that. And it is like inspired by I think it was a Neo Geo game, Devil's Crush or TurboGrafx. There's a TurboGrafx game I think called Devil's Crush, which I should play just to so I could, because I like these 2 pinball games so much. His so the first pinball game that he did was like kind of like this dark fantasy aesthetic. This one, Xenotilt, is done in this dark like science fiction look. And I gotta say, this game kicks fucking ass. It is so much fun. I have been as I said, I've had it for a while, and I would like kind of dip into it and dip out of it, and just be like, oh yeah, this is kind of fun. But for whatever reason, when I started playing it on this trip, like on the plane, like it just clicked for me. You know how that is? Like, you'll be like, yeah, I think I'll play this for like 10 minutes, and then you're like, oh, I have figured this game out. And so Xenotilt, the inspiration, as I said, is this TurboGrafx game. It is excessively like extremely video game pinball. Like, there's monsters flying around the screen and they're shooting shit out, and it's not like one pinball table, it's 3 pinball tables stacked up on top of each other. There's like a beautiful woman in the center who talks to you in this distorted, like, like video game voice that you could barely understand. And there's like different objectives, and also the thing is that it is almost indecipherable. There are like, it's all like neon lights and trails and shit, and it is very difficult to see where the ball is. Like, you have to kind of mess around with the options to make it like clear. Like, I turned on in the options that the ball has like a trail, so it's kind of easy to track it. But there's just so much shit going on the screen, and but like, and it also has this really enjoyable. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it like a chiptune, but like kind of a MIDI-ish, like a 16-bit MIDI or something, like kind of soundtrack that's really great. And what I really love about it is that I, like, as I've said on, previous, if you're a long-time Quest listener, a long-time we're the Questers.
Yes.
But if you're a long-time listener, I'm a big pinball fan. And I, like, have, like, a belief about video game pinball, which is that it either should be like a straight simulation, either a direct recreation, or a simulation that is pretending it's like trying really hard to make a fake pinball machine that is like kind of feasible.
Uh-huh.
Like for example, like the game Time Shock is a really good, like it's a fake pinball game. Or it should be the absolute opposite. It should
it couldn't exist in the real world.
Yeah, it should be like completely fucking bananas. I would say Space Cadet is a good example actually of the first one. Space Cadet is like within the limitations of being a pack-in game with Microsoft Plus or Windows Plus or whatever, and like Windows XP. Like it's not like, if you play Space Cadet, it's not really doing anything that's like fantastical. People have tried to recreate it, and you actually can't. Like, some of the physics of it are actually apparently impossible or something. Anyway, but Xenotil is like completely ridiculous, but at the same time, it has really good design that I, as a pinball dork, fucking love. It I realize, because I don't think the original pinball tables at Zen Pinball, which is like the largest, like they make pinball effects. I don't think their original tables are good at all. In general, they have like one or two that are fine. But and playing a lot of Xenotil made me realize, like, it just has good design that Zen doesn't, even like up against, like, Zen Pinball like is like kind of straddles the line between it. Like they'll have like kind of fantastical and kind of not. But like Xenotil is entirely about chasing high scores, which is something I love. And that's what pinball is all about, is that it's an arcade game, first and foremost.
It's
an
not
arcade
made up,
game.
and the points do matter.
Yeah, that's right. And it has modes, and it has a progression, and you can get to a wizard mode, which is the term for if you complete all the objectives. And there's like a big final mode. It's awesome. Xenotil. Check it out. And you can also check out Demon's Guilt, which is the first one, which is kind of dark fantasy. And going back and playing that after I played Xenotil, I'm like, you know, when I first played this, I thought the screen was too busy and confusing, but now Xenotil is like a whole other level. There's just like, now I'm like, this is too simple. There's not enough garbage on the screen distracting me. I know exactly what's going on now.
Like, I'm looking at screenshots of this, and the aesthetic that it's giving me is like, Shodan got really into neon and 80s hair metal bands.
That's right.
and honestly,
great description.
That's a pretty good aesthetic. I'm not mad at that aesthetic.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I fucking love Xenotil. Check it out. What have you been playing, Jess?
Oh man, Ben, I have been addicted to my new retro handheld console.
That's right. Did you talk in the solo quest about your Ambernick?
I think I did. I think I mentioned that I've been playing a lot of Super Baseball 2020.
That's right. Yes, you talked about that.
Which
so what
is
are you playing on it now?
Well, that's an entry point to what I want to talk about, because you mentioned Neo Geo a little earlier, and I have gotten deep into the Neo Geo catalog on this thing. I am obsessed with Neo Geo. Did you know anyone? I'm assuming you didn't own a Neo Geo, did you? You couldn't have. No. Did you know anyone that had Neo? Like, that was like a fabled machine to me back in the 90s.
No. Didn't know anyone. I did know someone with a CDI.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy, yeah, because there are only a few dozen of those, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I will say, when I saw Neo Geo arcade machines anywhere as a kid, I was obsessed with those things. I loved the SNK games. Like, that was just something about everything from their design aesthetic to the 1 million different fighting games they released. I was a big fighting game guy back in the 90s. Like, that was very much my arcade genre. And I've been playing so mini games on my little handheld
Playing
emulating.
a little Metal Slug.
Doing a little Metal Slug 3. That's the one I was zoomed in on.
Metal Slug looks so cool. Like
it is. It's a Baseball Stars 2. Have you ever spent any time with like the Neo Geo version of Baseball Stars 2?
Honestly, the only Neo Geo games I've spent any like serious amount of time with are Windjammers and the Metal Slugs.
Yeah. Baseball Stars 2 is gorgeous. It has these wonderful like close-up animations of the pitcher and the batter, and you'll get like little cut scenes of guys running the bases. It's just a gorgeous baseball game. I've been playing a lot of the fighting games, all 700 Fatal Fury games. I really locked in on Garou.
You're burning through so many games.
I know this is well. I mean, now I have an unlimited number of games to play on this handheld.
Yeah.
I can say 12 games I've been playing this week, and come back next week and tell you 15 more.
You're going to regret having burnt through all of these.
I will never regret it. Garou, Mark of the Wolves. It's like a Fatal Fury game. I think it's a spinoff from that a lot of people say is like one of the more underrated gems of the genre. Just gorgeous. Waku Waku 7, which is just another fighting game. Of course, it's SNK. In that one, all the characters I think are parodies of characters from other companies' fighting games. Just a really lovely experience getting to go play all these games. A lot of them that I remember from the arcade back in the day, and others that I never had a chance to experience. Just a shout out to SNK and Neo Geo. I've been just delving into the Neo Geo catalog all week and having a blast with it.
All right. Well, Jess, I realized this just as the theme was playing. Like, I was like, oh, do we have any emails? We do.
Oh.
I don't know if we're gonna have time to get through all of the emails that have backed up.
Wow.
Not too many, but enough that we should probably not read all of them.
Okay.
But if you want to get in the queue, send us an email at questquestpodcast@gmail.com.
This is the price of popularity.
All right, so here's our first one. It's from Yop.
All right.
Hi guys. Sorry to disappoint Ruben and mostly you guys, but I am unfortunately not the Yop that Ruben knows.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
I had to read, like, I saw this one and I was like, well, we have to read this one.
Oh, I thought we had a great missed connections.
We did.
I thought we had reunited lost friends, and here we are. We blew it.
However,
oh, now they're friends. Oh, they met and now they're friends. Okay,
we met at a Tim Horton. No. However, adventure games were featured at my wedding.
Details?
During a skit from my family, my mom was wearing a hat with pictures of the DVD cases of Siberia 2 and Wanted, a wild Western adventure, to make fun of my many collections, including point-and-click adventure games. I'll share a photo with you, Jess. Funny enough, I have never heard of Last in Amsterdam. It seems to be a very obscure game that came with a magazine in 1992. More well-known is the Dutch adventure game Inspector. It's Banan or Banan. Banaan, or it might be something else. The game was designed in 1993 by Dutch Torpedo Games on bequest of, man, this is why you're supposed to read the emails before you read them on the podcast. On Devil X, it pertains to the kidnapping of the singer-star Mabella, and Inspector Banana, he wrote Banana this time, has to solve the case. The game is situated at famous locations in Amsterdam. Compared to contemporaries such as Dave the Tentacle and Sam and Max Hit the Road, it is a very buggy and simplified idea. The point-and-click adventure game. Keep up the great work. Yeah.
Thank you, Yop. Yet another international adventure game that we weren't able to fit into our overstuffed international adventure game episode.
And I will read one more, but you know, if you haven't read your email yet, have faith. We'll get there. This is from Matt. Matt says, well, catching up after a week away. Of course, I did download after midnight last week. I was listening to the international games today. In what can only be considered unbelievable coincidencery, I was at an IGA. I am on vacation and have never been to one before. What's IGA? You know what that is?
IGA.
It is it's a grocery store. It's an international chain of grocery stores.
Indie Game Alliance.
Because that's also it's the Independent Grocers Alliance.
Well, it can be either one. I'm gonna say probably the grocery one.
And stood before an enormous display of cardboard boxes containing every variety of Hostess-style pies, just as the discussion reached that point. It was quite literally dozens and dozens of pies put into place in honor, in a place of honor in a store. I saw people buy them. Anyhow, this isn't relevant to the topic, but thank you for bringing Hostess pies back into my life. Perhaps someday I will have a good cherry pie. Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
I love that. You know, I had pie just before recording this.
Oh, what kind of pie did you have, Ben?
I made earlier this week a peach custard pie.
Peach custard pie.
Yeah, it's peach season here, and when I got back, I was literally like rolling my rolly bag through my neighborhood farmers market, and I couldn't say no to fresh peaches.
Peaches are pretty good.
Couldn't say no to those. I also bought fresh tomatoes because the difference between like a fresh tomato and a grocery store tomato, at least in the United States. I don't know if this is true elsewhere, but you know, the grocery store tomato that you get in the United States tastes like
it's a different fruit.
You might as well be eating a beanbag. It's disgusting.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Like a farmer's market tomato.
Mm-hmm. You know, we grew our own tomatoes for a few years.
Yeah.
Which was fun, but what happens is you go 11 months of the year with no tomatoes, and then for like a week and a half, you have like 60 tomatoes to get through. And just you need a way to stagger your tomato crops a little better. I mean, I guess if I'd played Harvest Moon or something, I know what I was doing. I could probably
make a sauce and freeze it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. But it's not the same. Do you ever just like eat a tomato? Do you are you just like straight up tomato eater?
I'll pop a cherry tomato.
Oh, I'll just slice up a tomato and just eat that tomato.
Well, you put like a little oil, a little salt,
just a little salt and pepper. I'm good to go.
Man, I just got some nice olive oil recently. I'm just giving a little kiss of that to like a sandwich I make.
Yeah, maybe get you a little bit of buffalo mozzarella.
Ooh, let's not get crazy here.
Oh no, Ben! I mean, a little bit of basil, a little bit of fresh basil crushed on there. Ben,
nice. All right, what the fuck are we talking about this week? It's been over a half hour.
This is the problem. We're talking about a game. I think we
haven't actually spoken. Like we chat, like we text chat, but we haven't like spoken like in like talking since like in the last 2
Yeah.
weeks or whenever the last time we recorded a podcast together.
Yeah,
So
we already had like 40 minutes of pre-game chat, and
yeah,
now really like it's no different. You're like thinking it's like, boy, if they talked for like 40 minutes before the podcast, they must have gotten all their off-topic rambling out of their
absolutely not.
system. Answer is no. It's
No.
clearly still a problem. But this week we are going to be talking about a game that I think we're both pretty fondly disposed toward. We're going to be talking about the first season of Telltale's Sam and Max. Sam and Max Save the World, originally released between 2006 and 2007 episodically. Ben, you recently streamed this one. I
Yeah.
streamed it maybe a couple of years ago. Uh, we've spoken before about our love of the
Love it.
Sam and Max series. I mean, some would say it's the best LucasArts game ever made. I mean, it's
Not
disputed.
me.
Yeah, no, I
I'm on
mean,
record.
yeah, that's right. I mean, I regret everything about that tournament bracket. If I had to do over, things would be completely different right now. I really let you like railroad me on that one. You kind of bullied me toward a result I didn't want.
It would not have been number 1. Come on.
It would have.
Let's be real.
The finals would have been it and Curse of Monkey Island, and I would have put Sam. No,
You would
I
have
love
put
Sam.
I would put Curse of Monkey Island over Sam and Max, unless I didn't.
Well, we may have to go back and review this. You may very well have argued
I don't know if the
passionately.
two of them were in a bracket together.
Yeah, you may very well have argued passionately to the contrary.
I might have. I don't know. And
That's
I'll
been a
never
long
know.
time
And
ago.
never
I
let me
don't
know.
I think that was over 60 episodes ago.
I
I'm
think
not
that was
sure.
12 years ago.
Yes, it was a while. But no, Sam and Max Save the World from Telltale Games, originally released on PC, eventually comes to the Wii, the Xbox 360, would be remastered in 2020. This is, to me, a game that I love. I loved all three. I mean, spoiler alert, I loved all three seasons of Telltale Sam and Max. Ben, I think you played this one
I play them
as it
at
came
release
out.
on
Yeah.
Gametap.
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk about Gametap because that's an
Yeah.
interesting part of this.
Yeah.
Like, this game is originally released on Gametap, which was like sort of the first, I guess, attempt at maybe like a Netflix for games of
I mean, I
sorts.
guess
Like,
you could maybe make the argument that something like the Sega Channel in
yeah.
the 90s was
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
true.
like that, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but so Gametap, if you're not familiar with it, was and I think it was just the United States and maybe Canada, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure. First off, it had some sort of relationship with the Turner
Yeah.
communications company
I think owned by TBS, basically. Yeah.
because they also made original Space Ghost segments for it. Did you
Oh,
know that?
man. No, I didn't.
But so um GameTap was, yeah, it was this Netflix type service. I think it would actually be kind of more accurately compared to something like Game Pass,
Yeah.
because
Definitely more of a forerunner there.
because and one would say, well, isn't Game Pass Netflix? But and I say that because you would download the games, like it
Mhm.
wasn't
Wasn't a streaming
Now,
service.
of
Yeah.
course, Game Pass and some of the other services have streaming, but it's like a lot of Game Pass users are downloading it to their
Yeah.
PCs or Xboxes or whatever. Um, and so what it was it was a service that had like it had all of these games on it that you could download. And the thing is, well, first off, also, it was not originally. Later on, it did move over to a website, and that sucked. But originally, it was like this full screen program with its own like funky
Yeah.
UI and sound effects and navigation.
Yeah.
It was like navigating like a cool DVD menu. It was
Ooh, yeah.
honestly awesome. And then also, it wasn't just PC games. It was a collection of games from like the PC. Obviously it didn't have Nintendo on it
Oh, no.
because
No,
certainly
no, no,
not.
no.
Though it did have the first 3 Castlevanias on it for some reason. I don't know how there was like a PC release of a PC port of
Yes.
Castlevania 1 through 3, which was emulated NES Castlevania 1 through 3. I have no idea how they made that work. Anyway, but it actually, I think they split it up. It had like DOS and Windows, if I recall correctly. This is, 20 years ago.
Oh, my
Um
God.
and um it had the Sega consoles, including it had 32X games.
Whoa.
And by that I mean I think it just had Knuckles Chaotix and maybe one other, because there aren't that many 32X games. And then it also had a couple Dreamcast games, which
Oh,
is
man.
crazy because there weren't, like, I don't think you see Dreamcast stuff like show up that much in like, similar services today. Which is just interesting. It had uh I forget. You can look all this shit up. But it had a whole bunch of consoles. It had a shitload of Sierra games on it, if I recall correctly, at least eventually. Um and it just had a ton of everything. This was from that period where like that there was like this kind of glorious moment where um and this was true on Netflix as well,
Uh-huh.
where like studios and publishers that had like old video game like IP or whatever um didn't know the value that reselling that had, like
Yes.
this, because GOG doesn't come along for a little bit. I don't think. When did good old games start?
Hey,
2008.
when did good old games start?
So like they didn't they didn't know that, like, because you think about the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube that had like NES games on it.
Yes.
And it's like it wouldn't like a couple years later Nintendo would be like, "Wait a minute, we could sell this."
Yeah,
Hold
you're gonna have
on.
to pay a subscription if you want to play Super Mario 1.
But yeah, at the time it and this was like, because do you remember early Netflix streaming where it just seemed like I was like very like Netflix streaming circa like 2010,
Oh, yeah, it was like
2011.
an almost, like, comprehensive collection of films. I mean, you could kinda it was like the one-stop shop to catch almost any movie you might want to see, and it is not that anymore.
No.
It's just nailed it.
And yeah, it's just nailed it, and Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, that's all it
And
is. No, I mean, it was a very different world. I mean, a Netflix subscription seemed like too good for the price of it back then. Like, it was like, how in the world are they selling this to me at such a reasonable
yeah,
price?
I remember thinking that.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway. And then uh so then GameTap like realized, they're like, "All right, well, we gotta have like some sort of enticement of like new stuff on here to kind of draw people in." And so they had a couple Game Tap originals, or things that at least launched
Mhm.
on it. Um and one of them was the first season of Sam and Max. But they also had, there was like this American McGee's like Grim Fairy Tales or something.
Oh.
Like I think I played it like once. And that was also episodic.
And for me, I
Um
mean, I didn't do Game Tap, but I will say they really pushed the first season of Sam and Max as like their, we're trying to grab subscribers sort of title. This was very much something that all of the gaming magazines were writing about at the time. This was a big push for new users. And I will say, as far as I got, was I downloaded the Gametap app. I installed it. I downloaded their free sample of, I think, the first episode of Sam and Max, played that sample and said, "I'm never paying a subscription for video games. Get out of town," and uninstalled it. So I took my free episode and ran.
uh, you know, and like, so yeah, so Sam and Max, and I think they came out on a, like, I think it was monthly. The first 6 episodes, like that first season,
Hmm.
and uh, yeah, it was, you know, it's really funny because and I remarked on this when I was streaming, and I was saying this in your chat when you were streaming this, is that I remember at the time, like the first half of the season being a little underwhelmed, and a little like kind of like yeah, oh well, like, and now I love those episodes.
Yeah,
um
I think it takes a little bit of like knowing what you're in for with this season. Like once you have a sense of how all of this new supporting cast is going to work into what the game is doing and how these stories are going to unfold, once your expectations are set to, to calibrate to what this game is offering. Yeah, I feel like those early episodes come back and really hit much better. Like you can't expect it to be like hit the road, or you're going to be a little
well,
disappointed in terms of like design. And
yeah,
yeah, I
and
mean,
I think that's it, and I also think like this is laying track for, this is laying track for what a lot of adventure games, like, kind of like, may, would be,
yes,
kind of coming. And uh at least for me, like, obviously this wasn't the very first, this wasn't the only adventure game coming out at the time. We even talked about like other adventure games coming out at that moment, but like, and this wasn't even Telltale's first episodic adventure game, but it was their first, like, it was their most high profile.
yes.
um
It's got a lot of attention. Sam and Max by 2006 were already beloved characters in the PC gaming space.
and uh like, because I remember I played the first, and I think they only did one episode of it, or 2 episodes, maybe three, of like, they did a couple episodes based on the Bone comics.
Yeah. Jeff Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did 2 episodes of that, The Great Cow Race, and
Hmm.
I can't remember what the other one was
But
called. So,
yeah, but yeah, this was, I I think that my, like, kind of disappointment was, it was like, I was like, I'm ready, because also it wasn't only that uh I wanted Sam and Max Hit the Road, but I wanted the lost LucasArts Sam and Max sequel that was
yeah,
canceled,
yes.
that, like,
It was taken from us.
that was taken from
Taken.
me.
Taken
And
from, if I ever
it,
meet George Lucas, I'll
yeah, if
punch
I
him right
ever
in his
met that
fluffy beard
George, I'd look him in the eye and I'd say, "Thank you for American Graffiti."
and then punch him and say, "That's for the Sam and Max sequel."
That's for Sam and Max.
You'd probably be so happy, like sitting on the ground, like saying, "It's like, oh, didn't even mention Phantom Menace."
Yeah.
I always
He,
assume if I was ever in public that's what it would be over.
he would see a guy like me walking towards him and be like, "Oh my god, this
Here
motherfucker
it
is gonna
comes.
talk about pod racing or some shit." That's for that's for canceling Sam and Max,
Yeah.
asshole.
Also, I have some questions about Shadows of the Empire. Were you involved in that in any way?
What about what was it? Was it Kyle Katarn? No, it wasn't Kyle
That,
Katarn. He was
that's
Dark
Chad Knight.
Forces.
Oh, who was Dash Rendar?
Dash Rendar.
Oh, from the depths of my mind
Very
comes
good.
Dash
Anyway,
Rendar.
but like, so you know, this is moving from like, the Lucas games had Lucas money,
Mm-hmm.
and this is from like a small medium company with not that budget, and they're working on a very short time scale, delivering episodes and like turning these episodes around like at an unbelievable clip.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably
And
the beginning of Telltale just crunching for a decade straight, right?
and like but like it was my first reaction was a little bit of like it's like this is fine, but like where's the voices are different, like like a little
Yeah.
crossed arm, like petulant baby, like
Mhm.
it's slightly different. I don't care for this. Whereas like now I'm like the idea. So the first 3 episodes of Sam and Max, the um the first season are uh like easily completed in like 2 to 3 hours, right?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, each
and
each episode 2 to 3 hours. Yeah.
and they're all, and they're not particularly difficult.
No.
Maybe like one or two, like each one has maybe a puzzle you might be like but they're all like pretty straightforward, and they're all like, you look at them, you're like, okay, I know what I have to do, I just have to figure out how to do these things. um and like at the time I was like, I don't know, I want something more baroque. And now, like as like a grown up, I'm like, love having this nice, beautifully designed little little taste of adventure that's really witty and funny and extremely well put together, that I can complete in one evening sitting. What a blessing. What
Oh
a
yeah.
wonderful thing.
And two, it's just like now I can't help but think it's like, oh man, thank you for just giving us like 30 to 40 more hours of Sam and Max total Telltale. It's like, that alone. I mean, yeah, at the time it's easy to be like, yeah, it's not my Sam and Max. But looking back, it's like, oh man, these games have some great bits. They are, I mean, I mean, not only this first season, but the next 2 seasons go even more bonkers with this stuff. But no, this first season
What's
is
the plot of it, Jess? Take us there.
oh gosh, what is
Or like a very like what's a log line? Like, a
okay?
couple sentences.
The freelance police are back, and this time they're facing off against washed up child stars. They're competing in an American Idol competition that's also sort of a citywide hostage crisis. There's a giant robot Abraham Lincoln. Guess he's not a robot technically, is he?
There's like a
Uh,
robot part, like I don't, yeah,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess so. Yeah, he's fighting. They're fighting the toy mafia, uh, and diving into cyberspace and stopping a cult leader who in no way should remind you of the Church of Scientology,
No,
which this podcast fully supports.
yeah. Um, um, the 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 one of, I think, kind of like part of the idea of it, or at least like how I kind of remember it being like kind of pitched, was it's like, well, the nice thing about it being episodic is that actually like we will have like a home base, and
Yes.
then they'll go to like a couple new locations every week, but we don't have to worry about like rebuilding all of these sets. And so it's like in the first season, and then they kind of break away from this in the subsequent seasons, but in the first season specifically, like you're pretty much pinned to like half of each episode, depending on the episode, it kind of breaks away from it as it goes.
Mhm.
Is spent on the block where their like offices, and so that's Sam and Max's detective like freelance police office,
Mhm.
Bosco's inconvenience,
Yeah.
and
Simple pandemics, tattoo slash hypnosis slash
like a variety of
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You know, this is one of the things that I think really threw me when I first played Sam and Max Save the World was I jumped into that first chapter that I was able to get for free, and immediately was we get this new supporting cast, including the soda poppers, these washed up child stars that are all over the first
Hmm.
first season of this, and the first thing I thought was, this game is acting like I should know these supporting cast members already. And I had this real moment of, were they in the Sam and Max cartoon? And I'm supposed to know that they're kind of like dropping me into a supporting cast that wasn't in Hit the Road. I mean, Bosco's store was there, but you never met Bosco. And that really threw me. I was just like, I feel like I'm supposed to know Sybil already, but I don't remember ever seeing her. And I literally just assumed at the time, it's like, these are all characters from the cartoon, and I'm so far behind already.
I
They're not.
I was just like again, I was just crossed arms. I'm like, I know they're not from Hit the Road.
Where's Conroy Bumpus?
Yeah. I was like,
Where's the Bigfoot?
this is different, and I don't
Where's
care. I
where's
don't like it.
Trixie?
Yeah.
Where's Trixie the draft net girl?
Um. Where's um. But like yeah the the first three in particular are much more like kind of straightforward. The first episode is that you're trying to deal with this weird kind of cult leader who has like these like VHS tapes or something that he's like hypnotizing people with, or like his TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this is an important thing to note, and I don't recall if this is the case with the latter two seasons, but the first season in particular, uh it um is extremely comedy of the moment, which is very like funny to me.
Yes.
There are like Homeland Security
Yes.
color jokes, and there were a couple other like Dianetics jokes feel very like of the that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's like American Idol jokes are absolutely of the moment. Like there were a lot of like it's just very funny that it, and then obviously like there's in the Abe Lincoln Must Die episode, there's like some kind of Bush humor
Yeah. And
in
there's
there
the
as
whole
well.
virtual reality, cyberspacey, early 2000s internet culture thing in episode 5. Yeah, I mean, it is very much of its time. Does it age it? Do you think this, I mean, I think it ages it. Does
It
this work
ages it, but
against
when
it?
I play it, like it to me, it's like visiting an old friend to
Yeah.
see
Yeah, yeah.
those kind of jokes. Like I'm just like, oh, those jokes. Oh, like the Homeland Security color code. That's funny.
It was funny then, it's funny now.
yeah, like it's like yeah, there's like a lot of like some of them are like just so specific to the moment that it's just like, yeah, this is just not going to make any sense, if you're a
Uh
20-year-old now. uh but yeah, so the first one is like this VHS or like this television cult guy. The second one is that one's not the toy mafia, right? What's
no,
oh,
second
that's
one,
the TV show.
American
You're
Idol,
Yeah,
and
it
the
has American Idol,
Oprah
but
S Coast that's like
yeah.
hypnotized the city, right?
And um that one has a lot of Like that has the great premise of you're on a TV set, like, or a
Yeah,
TV studio. So it's like one room's a sitcom,
yeah.
one room's
A cooking
like a
show. Yeah,
cooking show, one's
y
American Idol,
yeah.
one's a game show,
And
which
you're
is
gonna have
just
to
fun.
star in all of these along the way.
Yeah. That's a really fun premise. The third one is the Toy Mafia, which is like these guys and these Chuck E. Cheese heads, and it has a song in it. First song. Is that the first song?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because because Salmon, that series ends up being a series that has a lot of songs in it, which is pretty cool. The music
Yes.
overall is excellent in all of the games. And so those first three are a little more straight laced. The puzzles aren't too hard. They're a little shorter. And then at that midpoint, and this is a 6-episode series, Telltale ends up moving to 5. But this is a 6-episode one. The 4th episode is Abe Lincoln Must Die, and that was and I could tell you playing it at that moment too. I was like, oh, something has changed. Um, that's a switch from it's like we're going to be very dedicated to being stuck mostly on this block with like not one or
Mhm.
two, but like a handful of other scenes to like it's a little longer and
A little
the
more
other
ambitious, I would
yeah,
argue.
like there's more ambition and it's also just outright stranger. Like it
Yes.
embraces the like that Steve Purcell kind of
Mhm.
weird humor
Yes.
of Sam and Max.
Which that tone is hard to nail
Very
down.
hard.
I mean, it's absurd, but not entirely absurdist.
Yeah.
It's weird, but not freaky. Like when Sam and Max is clicking on that, I mean, we've talked before. It very much is just hitting right in my humor zone. And I do feel like it's in this episode that the pieces really fall in place. Like all that groundwork that's laid in the first three really starts to come together. And I would love to know. I mean, there's probably an internal reason, I would think, for why episode 4 shifts. I mean, I can't imagine they had time to get enough feedback to adjust,
Yeah,
what episode 4 looked like. I
I
think the
have
lead
no
time on that
idea.
would be
Like
too.
or maybe they were just like, okay, like now we've
We're
kind of
comfortable with these
set
tools.
yeah, like
Yeah,
and now let's show them what we could do,
yeah.
Like
Because that's what it feels like a little bit. I mean, this does feel like this is a show offy episode after the first 3.
yeah. Um and that like that was when I played like the 4th episode, as I said at the time, and I was like, oh, this is actually good. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
and and now, as I said, I love those first 3 episodes because I love how nice and straightforward they are.
Yeah.
But the so the premise of the 4th episode is that the president of the United States, who's this, kind of country bumpkin, kind of George W. Bush style pastiche guy.
Ben, I heard a village in Texas is missing its idiot.
Oh, is that true? Is
Yeah.
our children learning?
Yes. Watch this drive.
um, so
I know you love Bush era humor. I shouldn't drag you into it.
oh, I mean, shouldn't you? Uh, like, I mean, there's an old saying, Jess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fooled me once. Shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
Do you remember when that was the biggest thing we had to worry about?
I mean, I'm not going to pretend that George W. Bush was also not a terrible person.
Yes.
I'm not going to
We're not gonna
damn him with the faint praise of at least You're not Donald
He's just
Trump.
a war
Like,
criminal and a few, the other things. But yeah,
um,
we don't want to get political here.
yeah. Let's not get political.
But this game gets political.
It gets very political. Anyway, the president has been hypnotized, and through a variety of hilarious circumstances, there ends up having to be an emergency extra election, and Max runs against the reanimated statue from
It's the Lincoln Memorial, right?
The
Yeah.
Lincoln Memorial of Abraham Lincoln.
And wins. And for the remainder of this series,
the show, of the
Max
game.
is president of the United States of America, which just occasionally comes up.
Yeah, it's just a running gag, which is very good.
It is.
And this one, and this I remember when this has a song in it that has like this elaborate like cutscene and choreography and like
Yes.
movement and dancing, like the characters dance to it. And I remember seeing it at the time and being like, what am I watching?
Yeah. And now hearing how hard it was to do anything in the Telltale image involving movement and things, that's even more impressive. But no, I mean, this one is just a ton of fun. I mean, this is always the problem. I mean, Ben and I have talked about this before when we stream, great LucasArts games. It's like, they're so good. You kind of just like play them and nod along and say, this one's great. This one's funny. That's a good joke.
Check out this funny line.
Yeah. And I mean, we're probably steering that territory too, because I mean, this is a series that I could easily heap praise upon.
Yeah, I think it's around here that also the voice actors start to be a little more dialed in. You can kind of tell in the earlier episodes, like they don't quite have a handle on Sam and Max, though. The earliest Telltale, I think it was Sam. I could be wrong. Like there was an original voice, like a different voice actor for Sam that they swapped out, and so actually, like when you go and you play like the remaster now, or you even play like if you just bought the original like on Steam before the remaster, I think they had like essentially the Telltale Sam.
Yeah.
Go back and re-record them. And so like those first two, he's super dialed in, and then it kind of like you can kind of hear his delivery kind of not have, because it's a deadpan, but you got to have that right. There's
the tone is not. It's hard to pin down a little bit for Sam and Max.
But yeah, like you could tell, like the performances are starting to kind of dial in to what their characters are a little better. Because by the time you get to season 2, and definitely in season 3, but like their deliveries are so nice and sharp on the jokes. And so yeah, like Abraham Lincoln Must Die, excellent, really funny, like just ridiculous and provocative episode. I think they had that for free on Steam for a while. I think that was kind of their enticement. Like that was the one that they were proud of, and they should have been, because
and that alone is telling that they would make the 4th episode available for free. I mean, that really does suggest that they knew this was when they had kind of pulled all these pieces together.
Next one, Reality 2.0, is also really weird, and I love this one. And again, at the time, I was just like, holy shit, what the fuck? I didn't like this, and now I do. Where they like are dealing, with this evil hyper intelligence in a like on the internet, that they have to enter like a VR like metaverse
Yes.
to defeat. And as it happens, this VR metaverse is actually looks just like their city block, except all Tronized.
Yes. What are the odds? that they've been digitized Tron style.
Yeah, they troned the fuck out of it, but you know what? It actually looks pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Ben,
Like,
have you seen the trailers for Tron Ares?
I'm not a Tronman.
I'm not a Tronsman either. I don't. All I like about Tron is the aesthetic.
Yeah, the
But
aesthetic's
apparently,
awesome.
they're apparently bringing Trons into the real world. Like,
Why would you do that?
I guess they're
That's
going to
getting
use them
rid
as
of the aesthetic.
but no, they still have the aesthetic. Like, they're going to be like super soldiers in our world, but like they're still on the light cycles. Only now they're like driving the light cycles down the freeway and cutting other cars in half with them. I
No, I
know. I
don't care
saw
for
this
this.
preview.
Is
I don't.
Bruce Boxleitner is Tron from Tron in it? My
I don't
man.
think he is, but
Oh, if
Jeff
it doesn't
Bridges
have
is.
Bruce, then get in the caboose.
That's what you always say. I've heard you say that many times. But no, I mean, why would you bring Tron to the real world when the only thing good about Tron is the world it exists in?
We're gonna do a Who Framed Roger Rabbit sequel without any of those pesky cartoons.
First of all, those were expensive to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get them out of Toontown. Just put them in LA. Like, why? I don't know. First of all, nobody wants to see more Tron.
I think people want to see more Tron, and then they see it, and they're always like, "Ugh."
Oh yeah, I forgot what Tron's like. Yeah, I think that's it too.
I think Tron exists more as a beautiful dream than it does as a film.
That's right. What I imagine Tron to be, actually, what I imagine Tron to be is the 1980s arcade Tron game with all the like the mini games in it with light cycle racing and like
Oh yeah.
frisbee tossing.
Oh yeah.
And like a breakout style sim with the frisbees. Like that's what I want Tron to be. I want to be in my Pizza Hut as a kid. I want to first walk over to the jukebox, put in some money, and listen to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. And then I'm going to walk over to the Tron machine at my Pizza Hut right past the salad bar. I'm going to pluck a quarter in there, and while I listen to 9 to 5, I'm going to play Tron. That's what I want Tron to be. The soundtrack is Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. Maybe that's very specific. Maybe that's idiosyncratic. Maybe that's just me.
Well, we all have our Tron dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to call it now. This movie's dumb.
Yeah, probably. They didn't even like they got Daft Punk for like did they get Daft Punk for this one? Because that was pretty cool.
They got Trent Reznor. Or 9 Inch Nails, depending on it. And I will say, soundtrack sounded pretty good.
Yeah,
it sounded exactly like Quake.
He does good work. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it was like Quake all over again.
But yeah, I mean that episode is also, and it has this really wonderful and clever text adventure sequence.
Yes.
That another case of like when I was playing it, being like, "Can you do this? Can they do that?"
You can't do that on television.
Can't do that on television. That janitor guy is gonna get slimed. Was that good?
Ben, I was so obsessed with You Can't Do That on Television. I watched every episode imaginable over and over again. Just like anytime it was on
Have
Nickelodeon.
You gone back and watched it as an adult?
A few times. I mean, it's a little like raunchier than I would have imagined for a kid's show from that era. Probably because it's Canadian.
Yeah, and those Canadians, they seem very polite, but they're extremely raunchy.
That's right. There's like lots of bathroom humor, potty humor, yeah, just locker room humor, all those sorts of humors that I don't care for. But no, I mean it's pretty good. I mean, I felt represented by it because it was the first show on television I ever saw that had a Morrissette in it. So that was good to see on screen,
because that was on the air a little bit when I was a kid, and it was a little too advanced. I found it a little too I found it very off-putting as a small child.
It likes gross out humor.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, that raunchy Canadian sensibility.
Yeah. we're laughing about that, but I mean, one of my absolute favorite shows is Kids in the Hall, and you can't get much more raunchy. Like that's a very raunchy show.
It's true. It's true.
Very, very funny.
Yes.
And I saw them live with my dad, and he was not ready for that. Very
Oh,
uncomfortable.
wow. Best kid in the hall.
Best Kid in the Hall?
Yeah.
You're killing me. That's
Mm.
like picking. Gun to my head, I'm probably gonna say like Mark McKinney
That's a good choice.
because he's like the thing is I'm like because he's like the biggest freak, but they're all freaks. That's the secret, Cap. Like they're
No,
all,
it really is.
all like I love Dave Foley, obviously.
Yes, obviously. You're a human
But
being.
yeah, I like, I have a heart.
Yeah.
And like I love Dave Foley, and Dave Foley had this run of being like kind of like a very good straight man for a little bit.
Yes.
Um
News radio.
yeah. And I mean news radio used this gear that I was about to say. Like news radio is great. But like my favorite Dave Foley is like when he's just like a sick freak. Like when
Yes.
it's like when he's like just a real degenerate. Like that's because and I think that's his secret gear is that because of all of them and they're all like, handsome guys, but like he's the most like I would say like just straightforwardly like just a kind of a good looking guy you'd like to
Network
bring home to
ready.
mom, like he
Yeah.
looks like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's got like kind of the Jason Sudeikis kind of thing. Like Jason Sudeikis is like he just kind of looks like a nice guy, and so he gets
Mhm.
cast in nice guy parts. But if you've ever seen him perform something weird, he has that freak in him. Anyway, Dave, like I love Dave Foley as a freak. Have you ever seen The Wrong Guy?
No.
Dave Foley's like star vehicle. It didn't really you can it's I think it's just on YouTube. You should watch it.
I'll check
It's
it out.
really really funny. It is a movie. It just like I guess they fucked up its release or something. Like it just didn't get like a release or something.
We forgot to release this movie.
It's a really funny comedy and it really shows like Dave Foley at his like it really you get a good Dave Foley performance out of it. But I love Mark McKinney because I love all his like he's I think the best freak on
Mhm.
the show. Who's your favorite kid in the hall?
Is Bruce McCulloch a weird answer?
No.
There's
Bruce
no
is
wrong answer, I guess.
hilarious.
Yeah,
There is no wrong answer.
But also, it's kind of like yours. It's like Bruce McCulloch, but I have to acknowledge Dave Foley as, pretty wonderful. So, yeah. I mean, again, there's no wrong
It
answer.
feels like, it feels like picking Dave Foley as being like John Cleese is my favorite member of Monty Python. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like it's like,
Too obvious.
like John Cleese
Like-
is hilarious.
Yeah. Chevy Chase is my favorite SNL cast member. It's
I don't
like,
know
yeah,
anything about
obviously-
Chevy Chase.
Oh, yeah. You've never actually seen any of his movies.
Or his sketches or anything. Maybe one
Yeah.
day. But yeah, like I don't know, something about saying Dave Foley just is like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You know?
duh. Yeah. You know who's really good at baseball? Babe Ruth. Yeah. Michael Jordan's really the Michael Jordan of basketball when you think about it.
But I mean, Kids in the Hall has no weak links. It's it's all like it's five really funny guys.
All
Like
killer, no filler.
yeah, did you watch the new season of that? Like
No, I haven't.
it's good.
It's good?
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. And also
It's
I'm gonna
good.
say I think they're funnier. I think they're
Funnier?
funnier because they're old.
That is funny in
Like
itself.
because
That's what's
like
made me
now,
so funny.
because you watch like the original like those five what is it 5 seasons of Kids in the Hall?
I think so.
And there were like the 5 cute young men and you're like, oh, look at those cute young boys like doing some comedy, and now they're old men. and, and they're running around and they're taking their shirts off and they're taking their pants off and they're just running around being old. Like they're really like kind of leaning into. It's like
Yeah.
we used to remember us when we were all cute little boys. We're not anymore, and that's even funnier. That's so funny.
Something I love about Kids in the Hall that I also love about MTV's The State is it was in this wonderful time in history where you could see a show like that and just wonder, it's like, who in the world decided to take a chance on giving these people a TV show? It's almost like the early Conan O'Brien effect, too. It's just like, who thought this guy should host a TV show? They just gave him a TV show that cost millions of dollars to make. And now he's doing it.
In the
Look
case
at
of
him.
2 or 3 of those, it was Lorne.
Yeah, that's right. It turns out if you have deep pockets and you're Lauren Michaels, you can just say, I grant thee a television show, and it happens.
Yeah, like, and then like for the state, it's like, hey, like you 20 NYU students with the sketch group, do you want
You're in
to
town already.
do you want to do a show on MTV? Sure. How much are you paying? Not much.
Yeah.
And they're like, great. We're 19. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. $1,000 an episode. You can split it however you want.
And it's like, will this make all of us famous? Only pockets of you.
Yeah. And only sometimes like groups of you together, other times alone. I mean, Ben, spoiler alert, Michael Ian Black has a fairly prominent role in the new Superman movie.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Of all people.
Who's your favorite member
Superman.
of the state?
People
And
did
then we'll
not-
get back to Sam X. But who's your favorite member of the state? I have an answer.
Oh my God. Now this is tough. Favorite.
I have an answer. Number 1 with a bullet.
Okay. I mean, I kind of do love Michael Ian Black.
Once again, another case of look at all these cute young men. Like,
yeah. I mean, like on the state, I wouldn't say he was my favorite by a long shot. I think post state, it's hard to argue with like a Ken Marino.
yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm probably, because my number 1 with a bullet is Ken Marino. But the thing is that I might just be thinking about him in Party Down, which is one of the funniest performances of all time.
I mean, Carrie Kenny
is really good.
She's really good.
I mean, Showalter is really, really funny.
Have I told you my secondhand Showalter story?
Your secondhand show. Tell me about your secondhand Showalter story.
A secondhand Showalter story. So my best friend in the mid 90s went to a Weezer concert, and at the Weezer concert he realized standing near him at this festival was Michael Showalter, and he was like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan of the state. And Michael Showalter was there with a date. He went over to him and said, oh my God, Doug from the state. And Michael Showalter said, fuck off, man.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah, it's one of his recurring characters.
I stand with Michael Showalter.
Yeah, no, I feel like we may have drifted off topic here. But yeah, if you don't know, let us explain the state, and then we'll explain this Doug character, and then you'll appreciate why this is...
I'm Doug, and your dad. And
I'm out of here. Okay, Ben.
The last episode.
Episode 6. Hubris.
I would say this is of the back half. This is probably the weakest one.
I would agree.
It's still good. It's just not like Reality 2.0 and Abe Lincoln Must Die are both like, you know, like I would say Abe Lincoln Must Die is like a home run, and Reality 2.0 is like a double or a triple. This is like a solid RBI single, you know?
And it's sort of tying together. I mean, you've probably gotten the sense if you've never played these games. These are pretty wildly different games from episode to episode with a few threads that are running through them.
It's lightly serialized like Strange New Worlds.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's trying to, this last one does a little bit of work to try to pull all that together. So it's got some just like, sort of housekeeping to do at some level. But yeah, you're dealing with Hugh Bliss, a self-help guru, who's an evil mastermind. You go to the moon because why wouldn't you?
Great joke. They just drive to the moon.
Yeah, that's great. I mean,
Good joke.
yeah, you don't need any more than
They
that. It's Sam and Max.
they don't do anything about it, and they don't they make a little bit of they do a little bit of comedy with it, but then that's it. Like they don't had it. It's just kind of like we drove to the moon.
Just drove the DeSoto to the moon.
Yeah. Like this one, so you're facing off against the villain who, as it turns out, he had been showing up a little bit here and there in the earlier, oh sorry, spoilers. He'd been showing up. This is not, if you're gonna be upset, I'm getting mad at a person I'm making up, but this is not really a game that you can spoil. It doesn't there's not really there's a plot, but you don't care about the plot.
You probably aren't planning for the plot. I mean, yeah, if you're deeply invested in the
beautiful girls in it.
Yeah, like Sybil Pandemic.
But so yeah, you're facing off against Hugh Bliss, who it turns out is the guy that's been behind all the evil schemes up to this point. And it's just not as good, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, taken as a whole collectively, this is a really strong season. I mean, and would lay so much groundwork for everything that Telltale is going to do moving forward, both with Sam and Max and just in general with their games. I mean, of course, eventually we'll see the shift toward the more narrative, less puzzle focused, Walking Dead series. But I feel like they cut a lot of those narrative chops in these Sam and Max games.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I mean, is it I didn't play these originally other than the first episode. I went back and played the 2020 remaster. I think the remaster looks fantastic, right? I mean,
the remaster looks extremely, and here's the, I remember at the time thinking oh, this looks pretty good.
And for 3D,
within I knew playing it, I was just this is lower budget, and you can also tell because there's not too much there aren't too many screens but I thought it looked fine at the time. But
I mean, it did have the limitations that a lot of the stuff that initially was released, in Gametap as digital distribution and download sizes were still a concern in the mid 2000s. It eventually goes to WiiWare, which of course I think a WiiWare game could only be 28K total. So you really have to compress the files.
They WiiWare. You didn't actually download that. What you did was you had to purchase a 5 1/4 floppy add-on for your Wii.
They deliver it in a truck. He's like, here's your Sam and Max episode.
Yeah, the remaster takes those games, which at the time looked fine, and makes them look extremely it's interesting what, and I mean they did a lot more than just this, but it's interesting what a really good modern lighting pass does on a game, because they've made the lighting in every scene a lot more dramatic, shadows and colors, but never too much. It's not like somebody's first Quake map or whatever.
No, it still feels like the game, but everything just looks better. I mean, you throw that in a little bit of anti-aliasing on the models, and all of a sudden it is a really gorgeous game.
It's funny because some of it looks like how I remember it looking, and then I went back and watched on YouTube, actually after the last time I played it, I went and I watched on YouTube the original being played and being like, Oh, no, that's not what it looked like at all. You know,
Now, am I mistaken here, or can still, if you buy the remasters, those come with
I believe
the original?
I believe that they do, especially as because some people were they modified a couple jokes that they weren't happy with, and they recast
Yeah,
Bosco, which they decided they wanted to redo. Both of which I think are perfectly
yeah,
they didn't. This wasn't to go back to our old friend George. The the changes that they made in the remaster were all pretty additive. They didn't monkey with the game or the jokes or whatever like too much. They just modified it. You can find a list. They even released it.
yeah,
Like you can find it.
yeah.
They
They
were
were
just
very transparent about this,
they're
and
just like
I
in a
mean,
game we're releasing in 2020, we just do not feel comfortable releasing having
yeah,
these jokes anymore. And I was like, good for you.
yeah. I would do the same thing given that opportunity if I
Yeah.
had bits I regretted.
Yeah. But yeah, they look really great and you can play it on everything. So even though we spoiled who the bad guy is,
Yeah, it was Bliss this whole time.
yeah, and the whole game is really a mystery, and there aren't that many jokes. I give it a buy rating.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, go out there. I mean, this thing goes on sale for next to nothing all the time. I mean, if you catch this at like $14.99, you're not going to spend a better $15 out there. It's a fantastic, especially if you love Sam and Max. It gives you more of these characters, and honestly, just spending another 10 or 12 hours hanging out with these characters is a real treat. I'm not going to nitpick the
No,
details.
and also you have to get it because I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they've even said have like the people at Skunkape, the company of former Telltale people that put the remaster
Skunkape!
the remasters together. Have they said if they are thinking like were the three masters it? Or are they like, all right, we did it, we're done, goodbye? Like, or do we know? Because what I'm saying this because I want a remaster of Tales from Monkey Island.
Oh
I'm
gosh, that would. I
putting
mean,
that out there. I'm just saying
yeah,
that. I'm just saying that. Please, please, please.
yeah. Two. I
And I
mean,
understand
two
Disney
dream
owns it and it's
projects.
a very
Yeah.
complicated whole thing, blah,
Oh
blah,
yeah.
blah. But
Yeah,
please.
playing these remasters, gives me hope for kind of two dream projects. One obviously would be a season 4. I mean, of Sam and
Oh,
Max,
yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
awesome.
fantastic. And yeah, doing this with Tales of Monkey Island, I feel like it's a game that really the limitations of the WiiWare format and some of the just
It's also a little buggy
a
now.
little buggy. It's got some problems in it. I feel
When I
like it's a
played it
game that
recently, it had a bunch of like crashes and
yeah,
unintentional like dead end things,
yes,
which
yeah.
required like some monkeying with files
Hmm.
to fix.
Yeah. No, that would be fantastic. Either one of those. And I think they have hinted. I mean, they haven't come out and said about either of those, I don't think. But I do get there's that general sense that pervades the video game industry of if you buy this thing we made, we might get a chance to make other things you might enjoy too, which I imagine more Sam and Max or a remastered Tales from Monkey Island have to be
Or
on
maybe
that.
like Homestar Runner, the
Yeah,
remaster of that, because I mean the rights for that I'm I'm sure the brothers chaps are probably easy to work with. Like I don't
probably
know,
easier
maybe
than
they aren't.
Disney.
Like
I mean, I haven't seen their net worth currently, but I bet at least, yeah, you're not dealing with a mega corporation like Disney and sort of sorting out the rights. But no, I mean that's a fantastic series too. I think that yeah,
I never
assuming
played
there's
those. I've never played those. Maybe that's
you
a
know
future stream.
they do really well. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a review of that, but I will say if you love Homestar Runner, they feel as close to sort of interactive versions of that cartoon as I can imagine. I mean, it really does nail the tone
I
and everything.
OD'd in high school on Homestar Runner, like to the point where like I had to like put it away because like I was just like,
Yeah,
this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm going to like sit at my lunch table
yeah,
and just like quote it all the time. And then like one day I was like, all right, I've done too much. Like
yeah,
I have to put away Homestar Runner, and I
yeah.
just haven't like other than like the occasional, like, you know, when they do the April Fool's Day every now and again. Like I
Yeah.
haven't really gone back and looked at any Homestar Runner stuff. Like,
I mean,
you
I
know.
think I really love it. I had that period. I was a little bit older. You know, you're probably at the
I was probably like
cafeteria table.
16.
Yeah, and I was probably in like a fine Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, just I was, you know, older, more sophisticated. But
Like smoking a cigarette.
a cigar. But yeah, I mean, I got obsessed with Homestar Runner too, and I got like deep dive, quoting it constantly and everything. And I have to say, I've gone back in the last year or so and watched a lot of that stuff. It's still kind of the greatest thing ever. Homestar Runner was good. So, and that's Telltale series is very good too.
All right. Well, yeah. Is there anything else you have to say on Sam and Max season 1? A good game.
A good game. I mean, hey, go out there and buy it, guys.
Yeah, get this game. All right. Well, this has been Quest the Adventure Game Podcast. Please rate and review. That's
You gotta do it.
Helps people find us. You know, share us online. You know, share us on friendly forums. No, those shitty ones. You know, don't put us on your asshole Reddit channel or whatever. Reddit channel.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
500 years old.
Reddit channel. No, don't put it on your Reddit forum.
Don't put it on your Roblox.
Yeah, yeah, kids, don't Roblox our podcast, okay?
Our next, everybody, like, I've listened to like 2 or 3 podcasts on the last day, like video game podcasts I listened to talk about Grow a Garden. Does your daughter, does she do Roblox?
Yeah, she does.
Does she play this Grow a Garden game that
I need to ask
I've
her.
heard a whole bunch of other podcasts talk about?
No, I don't know if she does. I'll have to ask her because, I mean, she and her friends spend a lot of time in Roblox, probably doing things they shouldn't be.
Yeah, well. I mean, I was doing things I probably shouldn't have been on the Imagination Network.
That's true. Playing boogers.
Yeah, I was playing boogers. I was playing Red Baron.
Shadows of Eusebius.
Yeah, Shadows of Eusebius. Anyway.
Was that last silent?
You can watch us on Twitch and YouTube, Decaf Jedi and PS_Garrick. And you can join us next week for our discovery of The State, the game. And now I'm Ben, and you're Jess, and I'm out of here.